up YouTube? Topaz Yates back for another EP review, and this one's to that Lil Wayne In Tune We Trust, and I'm giving this one the yellow light because what we're really not getting in solid songs here, you're getting some pretty decent lyricism, as Lil Wayne isn't the greatest lyricist by no means. He's not really strong on the wordplay and all of that stuff, but what he does hit you with is one-liners, and when he gets going with the one-liners, he can consistently surprise you and make you chuckle a bit throughout the tracks, and he's doing that a little bit, as this project really just comes off as a filler as you wait for the Carter 5, and seeing how things have been going with it, man, is probably still going to be a while before we even hear anything about it. But this project also comes off as him somewhat showcasing these MCs that he has on his roster and such, dude, but yet the quality music just isn't quite there. Because let's start from Moonlighting and such, dude, because this one, he got a bunch of his MCs and such on it, and it's quite easily the best produced joint off this entire project, and that hook there is pretty solid as well, done by Jay Jones, even though it comes off as some old Drake, like how he's trying to spit that. But yet, in the end, those aspects are pretty dope, but yet when you break down the bars in this particular one, it's really missing. The best highlight that Jay Jones got in his verse is saying that he had a dream that he would be living like this. You might as well call him J. Luther King and such, man, which obviously is not that strong. Like, he's very polished with his flow and his delivery, but yet in this aspect, the lyricism just really wasn't there. Now, the next verse was from Euro, in which I've heard of Euro quite a while ago and such, man. He just never popped. And you know, a lot of people, when you don't pop, when you got that instant surge of people that's following you and such, man, a lot of people will give up on you, but it seems as though Lil Wayne isn't going to do that. He's going to continue to rock with him. He actually has some pretty decent lyricism on here when he said that he got the fiends in the Stone Age, and he got his goons strapped up in the crowd, and they don't clap when he's on the stage and such, man. Like, that's pretty decent when you break it down. When he's saying that he got the fiends in the Stone Age, he's pretty much talking about people, how they smoke weed, they're stoners and all that stuff. He's keeping them high or whatever. And then when he's talking about the goons in the crowd with the guns and, you know, clapping, that's pretty much, you want to clap at somebody who's on the stage who did the thing, but yet clapping as far as them strapped as shooting. So he kind of tried to tie that all in. Not phenomenal, but yet that's honestly the best of what's going on this track. Hoodie Baby had easily the worst verse on this whole thing, man, where his biggest highlight, where he tried to claim it as a highlight, how he spit it, was saying how he'll rumble in the jungle where the koalas lie, and they call him Hoodie Bill because he's koalified and such, man. And the way he spit that, like it was the dopest bar that he had in a while and all that, dude. That was rather a lame verse right there, dude, to keep it 100 with you. But then you go to the Lil Wayne verse. He really didn't have much but a brief and simple wordplay and such, man, where he said, stop running your mouth before I run in your mouth, pretty much saying, quit talking before I punch you in the mouth and all of that stuff, dude. Which, I mean, that was super simplistic, but yet it is maybe the highlight of his entire verse. Overall, the lyricism really takes away from the fact that this was easily the best produced joint that had a pretty good hook, and it kind of just offsets it all. The next song is that Loyalty with Gutter Gutter, and Hoodie Baby's on it as well, which this is where he totally redeems himself and shows that he does have lyricism, as he's spitting some of the best stuff that's up on him. How the cocaine is from Colombia, but yet the chopper is sovereign, and how he got a house full of bricks, it's like he's remodeling and such, bricks as in bricks of cocaine and all of that stuff. Rather simplistic, but much better than what he did on the previous track right here, dude. So definitely gets the thumbs up from me on that one. While Gutter Gutter is saying that he'll leave you stiff like rigor mortis, which is kind of dope, and then he'll make you feel these chucks like Norris, which is obviously a play off of the old Chuck Norris, Walker Texas Ranger type dude and all that stuff, dude. Which these were interesting balls right here too. While Lil Wayne, he goes in as well. How he says LW, but it's Lil Wayne to them, but to her is length and width. That was pretty cool because, you know, he's always going to throw in his highly sexualized balls and such, man, and he's pretty much just saying that whenever his chick talks about him, it's always going to be about sex and all that. That was kind of cool. See, but on this track, you got some pretty good lyricism, but it's offset because that production just wasn't that strong at all. The next song is that Magnolia, and you all should know that I'm not a huge fan of anybody who's doing instrumentals and such unless you take it and evolve it to another level in which the the originator never could do. In which he does this because Playboy Carti is so far not on Lil Wayne's level that he honestly did do it, but yet in the end, it's not anything truly amazing with what Lil Wayne did on this. Well, he's definitely showing that he's still dissing the Birdman, saying that he got his number blocked and all of that. Then he had his super simplistic one-liners and stuff as well. That was kind of cool, where he said he got his chicks blowing him like some hot Campbell soup. But maybe the best highlight of it all, man, was when he flipped up the get your roll on flow from Baby and such, man, but yet he did it in a much better way than Baby ever could do it. Most people out here, as they try to portray that whole flow and such, man, he does it better than all of them. That kind of makes this worthwhile, but yet not enough for me to actually want to keep an instrumental track. And the last song is that Fireworks with Jeezy, and you know Jeezy is going in on this, pretty much saying a dozen bricks is a bouquet, the only two letters that you trust is the AK, and so on and such, man. He definitely goes in, and Lil Wayne, he does his thing as well. How he says that you ain't nothing, you're pretty much just pre-season, and you're not even lit, you're just preheating and such. These were pretty cool, but yet it's not enough to save the fact that that production wasn't that strong, and the overall song wasn't that strong because Wayne's flow wasn't on point here like Jeezy and his verse was. In the end, man, this is a worthwhile listen just to break down the lyricism. You're not really getting much songs here, and there's not much replay value because you can catch all of the lyricism either the first or the second time that you listen to the joint, man. Only thing that will slow you down is the accents that these individuals have. But a quick recap here, man. The positives that I'm taking from this is you are getting some lyricism, even though it's super simplistic on every area and such, dude. It is better than a lot of places that you go to these days. The negatives is all of the tracks pretty much cancel themselves out. Either you're getting good lyrics and you're not getting a good track, or you're getting a pretty decent track and you're not getting no lyrics. But this concludes today's review, man. Now we're gonna jump into a brief instrumental from underground producer Young Tech before we jump into the news, then jump into an article from downloadpads.com. Seen that whole pink trap house that 2 Chainz set up and such, man? He went through and added some extra things to it, like for everybody that's coming, which there's a lot of people going to go get pictures taken with it and all of that stuff, dude. All of these people are actually able to go in it and have like a free HIV testing and doing a lot of positive things within that community right there, and which that's pretty dope right there, dude. He made a tourist attraction, man, and did a lot of positive things with it directly for the community in need, man. So mad props to 2 Chainz for that one. But anyway, on today's article from downloadpads.com, and today's article is about how people used to hide their losses and such, man, which this isn't really a thing that happens in this day and age of the internet because there's way too much information out there and everybody's trying to get a new scoop. So whatever losses that anybody takes that's any kind of notable, people are talking about it. But there was a time where it was not so much like that. There was a time where you could drop a record and it just disappears off the map, like nobody talks about it at all. People honestly forget it even existed because information wasn't so readily available, and that was something that individuals would kind of count on. Like they would go ahead and take a loss in one city and they could get beat up and there'll be no camera evidence. There would be people out there who would talk about it in that city, but it wouldn't go viral globally as it's doing now. Like people would be able to hide their losses, but yet that's not the case now. Everything that happens to you now, everybody's going to see it. Everybody's going to talk about it. And in fact, if it's so bad, it might go trend somewhere, man. And you're honestly going to have to deal with that for quite some time. So this is why you have to be much more careful than how you used to be back in the day. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.